Thank you for staying with us. We turn our attention now to Benue State, where the Nigerian Medical Association there is to commence a 3-day warning strike from today, the 22nd of August, till Friday, the 25th. This is to press home their demands for the release of their colleague, Dr AsemaMsuega, who has been in captivity of kidnappers. State chairman of the association, UshakumaAnenga, said this decision was reached during the association's State Executive Council meeting. According to the association, doctors in the state will also embark on a warning strike on Thursday to demand the immediate release of Dr Msuega, who was abducted on the 23rd of July this year on his way to supervise a state malaria initiative at a primary health care center in Ukum Local Government Area of the state. Now, for more perspective on this story, we have Chairman, Nigerian Medical Association, Benue State Chapter, Dr UshakumaAnenga, joining me on the news. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Dr. Anenga, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you very much for having me. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I am wondering why the decision of going on a warning strike. What was the level of engagement with government? Were you not getting any sense of responsibility from government to see to the release of your colleague? Why the strike?
Well, thank you very much. Like you are all aware, it's been 1 month now since Dr AsemaMsuega was kidnapped. He was kidnapped in the line of duty on his way to supervise a malaria program. Now, and ever since then, we've been engaging with government, we've been engaging with security agencies, and it's been a month and he's still in captivity. So the State Executive Council had met several times and given time for government and security agencies to act, but it has taken this long. We thought that we need to put more pressure. We need to stand in solidarity with our member to ensure that he is immediately released.
What was the response you were getting from government and security agencies? What did they say is the challenge?
Well, as it is with every kidnap case, not too much details are given out. You know, government will tell you they are working on it. Security agencies will keep telling you that they are working, but we think that more pressure is required to make everyone, all stakeholders, to be on the right track and to make them feel the urgency that we feel. Because this is the second time that a doctor is being kidnapped in the last 2 to 3 months. So it's becoming a trend, an ugly trend that we cannot sit back and overlook. All stakeholders need to put their heads together to ensure that this young doctor comes out. You know, these are some of the push factors that lead to brain drain, as it were. The sector where this doctor is working, in the last 2 to 3 years, we've had more than half of the doctors, that's those doctors working in the, the government hospitals, general hospitals, they have left that sector, they've left the country. So, we're trying to reassure our members that, they should stay and work for the people. We expect that all actors, all stakeholders, including government and security agencies, should feel the urgency that we feel.
I'm wondering how far the association is willing to go with regards to putting pressure on government. If after 3 days you do not get the kind of response you want from government as well as security agencies, what is the next step?
Well, we're not just going on strike. We're meeting stakeholders. We are deepening our conversations, and we're also ensuring that our efforts yield results. We don't anticipate that these efforts will be fruitless, but in case we don't yield the desired result, this is a 3-day warning strike. We also give consideration to the poor masses, suffering masses of Benue State, and allowed private practitioners to continue working so that the public will have where to go and access healthcare. But if this persists, members are determined to go to any length. I won't preempt the action that, the things that, the decisions that were taken by the State Executive Council and the general meetings that we hold. But members are determined to ensure that we get justice for Dr. Asema at all costs.
I'm glad you mentioned the people of Ukum Local Government Area of the state, because doctors have a commitment, if you look at the Hippocratic Oath, a commitment to serve the people. But as it is, it's a matter of being between the devil and the deep blue sea. As it is, we can only hope for the best result at the end of the day for your association, yes, and for the doctor in captivity. We'll have to leave the conversation, yes, here. Dr. UshakumaAnenga, Chairman, Nigerian Medical Association, Benue State Chapter, thank you for your time on the news.
Thank you very much.
Right. We'll move on now. Members of Northwest Civil Society Anti-Corruption Network have staged a protest ahead of the Kano Governorship Election Petition Tribunal Judgment Day. The protest was carried out moments after the Kano Police Command placed a ban on all forms of street protests in the state. TVC News correspondent Ibrahim Isa has details.
Members of the Northwest Civil Society Anti-Corruption Network converged on the Kano Government House to protest ahead of the judgment day of the State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal. They called for free and fair judgment.
It was recently discovered through a public announcement made by one of the justices of the election tribunal in Kano State that there was an attempt to induce her by some evilly minded politicians in the state.
The protesters moved to the premises of the Kano Government House in batches. They were received by Governor Abba Yusuf and his deputy, Aminu Abdusalam, among other government functionaries.
We appreciate your doggedness, your commitment to ensure the sustenance of democracy in Nigeria.
Earlier, the Kano Police Command had placed a ban on all forms of street protest in the state. The police disclosed that any act will be an act of disrespect to the Nigeria Labour Congress and security agencies.
In consideration of the confirmatory intelligence products at the disposal of this police command, all forms of street protest are hereby banned across all parts of the state.
The Kano State Election Petition Tribunal had reserved judgment in petition filed by the All Progressives Congress APC, challenging the victory of Governor Abba Yusuf of the New Nigeria People's Party NNPP. The protesting civil society groups are hopeful that the outcome of the tribunal judgment will be free and fair. Ibrahim Isa, TVC News, Kano.
Elsewhere, Governor of Kaduna State, Uba Sani, has announced a reduction in fees for state-owned tertiary institutions, ranging from 30% to 50%. Governor Sani said the reduction is in line with the government's commitment to alleviate the impact of rising cost of living, particularly following the removal of petroleum subsidy in Nigeria. He added that the move underscores his administration's dedication to providing accessible and quality education while enhancing various aspects of the education system.
But we also realize that we are facing some challenges at the level of tertiary education where a lot of people cannot afford to pay the fees. With this downward review, that will encourage more of our students to go to our own university here in Kaduna and some of the schools within Kaduna State, and at the same time that will also help them to study the courses of their choices. As you are also aware, we have other courses like medicine, pharmacy, and other computer studies and other sciences related courses that those that are studying those courses have automatic scholarship. That is the answer to your question. And not only that, Even those studying these courses that we have decided to reduce the fees, many of our students access scholarship also from Kaduna.
11 out of the 21 suspected illegal miners arraigned before a special court in Taraba State are foreign nationals from Burkina Faso. They were arrested at a mining site in Dogonyatu in the Bali Local Government Area of Taraba State, but their trial was stalled due to language barrier. Correspondent Owolabi Adenusi filed in this report.
The ongoing war against illegal mining and deforestation embarked upon by Governor Kefas Agbo in Taraba State is now yielding the desired result. The Special Task Force, headed by Brigadier General Jeremiah Faransa, retired, has set up its game to beat the illegal miners in their games. At the special court are leaders of illegal miners recently arrested at Dongoyatsu in Bamali Local Government Area of the state. The court could not proceed as 11 out of 21 defendants, who are foreigners from Burkina Faso, claimed to be ignorant of the language of the court. The accused foreigners said they could not understand English or any Nigerian language used in the courts. The counsels to the accused and defendants shared their views with TVC News.
Within the forest reserve, carrying out excavation activities in whatever guise, not in compliance with environmental safety procedures. They were brought in and they were arraigned before the court today. Unfortunately, we couldn't proceed because about 11, 12 of them are not Nigerians. They are from Burkina Faso.
Because we do not have an interpreter in the language that about 11 of them understand, the matter couldn't go on.
Some of the residents of the state want both the federal and the state governments to join efforts in curbing activities of illegal miners across the country.
And if the Nigerian government and state governments, for instance, Taraba and Adamawa, will sit back to watch the activities of illegal miners to continue on the land, I think it will create catastrophic problem for the society.
Taraba State Governor spoke on why he issued an executive order to stop all forms of mining activities.
The allocation we collect from the federal government comes down like that to the state and goes up and come back. So all of us are federal government property. But the process in acquiring those licenses, the consent letters, who gave me that consent letter?
The Special Task Force on Illegal Mining and Deforestation, headed by General Jeremiah Faransa, retired, has worked to reduce the activities of illegal miners and protect the ecosystem of the state.
And with that is a wrap on the news at this hour. We'll bring you more stories in